Most people die as footnotes in their own bloodline. Born, lived, forgotten. No legacy, no power, just another name in a graveyard full of nobodies. But you're not here to be forgotten. You're here to become the greatest your bloodline has ever seen. That means abandoning comfort, betraying mediocrity, and building a life so massive, so undeniable, that generations after you either worship your name or fear it. This isn't about being liked, it's about being remembered. Machiavelli didn't write for the weak. He wrote for those willing to outthink, outwork, and outlast their enemies, even if those enemies share your last name. Your family gave you a name, but you're going to give it meaning. So if you're ready to stop apologizing, if you're ready to become the most dangerous and respected version of yourself, if you're ready to rise above every ghost that came before you, then keep watching, because this isn't just a video. It's a declaration of war on everything that held your bloodline back. Let's begin. Before you rise, you must understand what you're rising from. Your bloodline is a story mostly written by fear, failure, survival, and compromise. Most of your ancestors didn't live. They endured. They didn't dominate. They obeyed. They didn't build legacies. They settled for existence. You were born into this, a script passed down through whispers, traditions, and unspoken rules. Be humble. Don't stand out. Fit in. Play it safe. Be grateful for what you have. That script ends with you. Because if you want to become the greatest your bloodline has ever seen, the first thing you must do is burn the blueprint they gave you. Machiavelli would have laughed at this obsession with humility and passive legacy. He knew what most men will never accept. Power is seized, not inherited, and greatness is not passed down. It's taken, earned, and forged in blood, betrayal, and relentless ambition. Step 1. Study your origin ruthlessly. Before a general conquers, he studies the terrain. Your terrain is your family's history, not to admire it, but to dissect it. Ask yourself, where did they give up too early? Where did they choose safety over greatness? Who in your bloodline lived with unrealized potential and died with regret? Don't romanticize your roots. Interrogate them. Find the weaknesses. Find the blind loyalty. Find the emotional chains that held them back. Then swear on your life you won't carry that into your future. Step 2. Stop seeking permission. Most people unconsciously wait for approval from their parents, their community, even their dead ancestors. But no one ever became great by asking for a blessing. Machiavelli said, "A wise prince must learn to be not good, not obedient, not the nice guy everyone praises. He must learn to be effective, strategic, cold when necessary." You will not become the greatest by being agreeable. You will rise the moment you decide, I don't need their approval, I need results. If that means disappointing your family to honor your future, so be it. If that means being misunderstood or called arrogant, good. Let their insults become your armor. Let their silence become your fuel. Step 3. Build in silence, emerge in force. Your legacy is not built in group chats or family functions, it's built in silence. While they sleep, you plan. While they talk, you move. While they waste years, you weaponize your days. You're not just working for money or comfort, you're building an empire so dominant that your surname echoes in future generations' mouths with awe. When you rise, don't explain it. Don't ask for congratulations. Make them wonder how you did it. Make them whisper your name with envy and disbelief. You are not a branch of the tree. You are the lightning that burns the old one down and plants something terrifying in its place. Step 4. Make your name worth remembering. Your bloodline gave you a name, but that name is still empty. It sets your job to fill it with weight. Attach greatness to it. Attach power to it. Attach fear and respect to it. Let future generations say, he changed everything. Let your story become the new blueprint they study. Let your life become the dividing line between those who lived small and the one who broke the curse. Part 1 ends here. But your transformation has just begun. What you're building isn't for applause. It's not for social media. It's for the moment when someone in your bloodline, decades from now, stands up and says, "Because of him, we are no longer ordinary." That's legacy, that's power, that's the path Machiavelli would respect. Now let's keep going. Before you become anything powerful, you must confront what's inside you, the silent slave that's been trained to obey, to wait, to submit. Most people don't even know it's there. They think they're free, but they're chained by inherited weakness, trapped in emotional loyalty to people who never dared to chase power. That inner slave tells you to play small, to be humble, to ask for permission, to fit the mold your bloodline built before you were even born. Machiavelli would call it what it is, a cage. You weren't born to repeat your father's mistakes or your mother's fears. You weren't meant to pass down poverty of ambition just because it's familiar. You were meant to reconstruct the very definition of what your family name means. That process begins with destruction, not of others, but of the lesser version of yourself that your past created. That means isolation, not forever, just long enough to detach from the old programming. Every voice that speaks to the weaker you must be cut off. Every expectation placed on you by people too afraid to grow, gone. In that silence, the real work begins. You will start to notice that most of your family SIP's beliefs were chains dressed as wisdom, cliches meant to keep you small. Don't get too ambitious. Play it safe. Don't forget where you come from. No. Remember where you come from, so you can destroy it properly. There's a violent rebirth happening now, and it demands more than effort. It demands obsession. You don't get to be great by doing enough. You get there by doing more than anyone around you thinks is necessary. While they rest, you build. While they debate, you move. While they wait for signs, you create them. You become the signal. Your family's curse wasn't laziness. It was passivity, waiting for fortune, waiting for acceptance, waiting for someone else to light the fire. That cycle ends with you, and you will light the fire alone. Everything about you must be sharpened into a weapon. Your thoughts, your habits, your physical body. Weak men talk. Strong men build in silence. You walk into a room and change the air, not with volume, but with presence. You don't need applause. You need leverage. You don't need validation. You need power. Power over your emotions. Power over your time. Power over your name. Some people will try to pull you back. Family, friends, even lovers. They'll say you've changed. That's the point. They'll say you've lost your warmth. Good. Warmth is for people who plan on being comfortable. You're planning on becoming unforgettable. You are no longer obligated to carry anyone. The unworthy must fall away. That includes those who laugh at your discipline, who mock your focus, who feel threatened by your refusal to settle. Their time is up. Your bloodline's next chapter is not a group project. It's written by one person, and it will be signed with your name, not theirs. Let them drown in distractions. Let them rot in routine. You'll become the exception, the myth, the one name they still speak, generations later when they say, "That's where everything changed." You're not just a man anymore. You are a force. You are the reset. You are the reckoning for everything your family tolerated. And whether they cheer or curse your name is irrelevant, because they will remember it. That's the only outcome that matters. Your life is now a blueprint, a dangerous one they can follow if they have the strength, but most won't, and that's fine. You're not here to inspire, you're here to dominate. The inner slave is dead. The inner ruler has taken the throne. Power is never just what you hold. It is how others see you. Machiavelli knew that. Reality is shaped by perception, and perception is shaped by the one who controls the narrative. The greatest among your bloodline didn't just build empires with swords, they built empires with stories. Your name is a weapon, only if it carries weight in the minds of others. If they don't believe you are unstoppable, you're just another man with dreams. To become legendary, you must first become a myth in motion. This means controlling what people think before they even meet you. It means becoming the force they fear in whispers. It means being the shadow lurking behind every decision, the unshakable presence in every room. You do this by crafting your image carefully, not with lies, but with selective truth. You show strength, but hide vulnerability. You reveal power, but mask your strategy. You lead with confidence, even when inside you are calculating every move like a grand master playing chess. Remember, Machiavelli advised princes to appear virtuous, even if they were not. Virtue in this sense is a mask. The mask that hides your ambition and keeps your enemies blind. Your reputation is your kingdom's foundation. Protect it fiercely. Feed it carefully. Let rumors of your strength grow louder than reality, because sometimes the fear of what you might do is more powerful than what you actually do. Never allow yourself to be predictable. If they think they know you, they can control you. You are not a book to be read. You are a fortress to be conquered. Master silence and timing. Speak when it gives you advantage. Stay quiet when words can betray you. Make every gesture deliberate. Power is in the details most overlook. But perception alone is not enough. You must move through systems, social, professional, political, like a ghost, invisible but deadly. Machiavelli taught rulers to use cunning and strategy to survive hostile courts. Your battlefield is no different. Whether it's in business, family, or society, you must learn to navigate power structures, exploit weaknesses, and build alliances that serve your vision but never bind your freedom. Use people's ambitions against them. Let their greed and envy become your tools. Never trust blindly, but appear trustworthy. Win loyalty by giving just enough, then keep your true intentions hidden. Your bloodline's past may have been marked by open battles and obvious struggles. Your path will be subtler, smarter, and far more ruthless. Remember this: great power often requires great deception. Machiavelli never claimed virtue was necessary. What was necessary was effectiveness, the brutal ability to survive and dominate. You will have to do things your ancestors never imagined. You will have to break rules that were never meant to be broken. You will have to take risks others consider too dangerous. And yes, you will be misunderstood. You will be feared. You might even be hated. Good, because those are the marks of greatness. Your legacy isn't written in polite conversations or warm smiles. It is carved in cold nights, hard decisions, and sacrifices no one else dares to make. It is written when you choose power over popularity, when you choose silence over explanation, when you choose the hard path over the easy lie. This is the path to becoming the greatest your bloodline has ever seen, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Understand this: no empire, not even the quiet ones, is built alone. You will need people, not as equals, not as friends, but as tools, as weapons, as pieces in a game you control from behind the curtain. Power today is no longer just a throne surrounded by soldiers. It is subtle. It is social. It hides in alliances, handshakes, eye contact, and conversations behind closed doors. Your war is not on a battlefield. It's in boardrooms, relationships, reputations, and hidden agendas. And to win this war, you must master the art of ruthless connection. Most people bond through emotion. They connect through vulnerability, trust, and the illusion of honesty. You will not, because vulnerability invites control, and control, once lost, is never fully recovered. You will observe. You will analyze. And then when the time is right, you will attach, not from weakness, but from strategy. Every relationship is a transaction. Every interaction is a negotiation of power. Even if no one says it aloud, they want love. Give them loyalty. They want validation. Give them admiration. But never give them your core, your inner thoughts, your real strategy. These are sacred. These are sovereign. These are locked behind 10 layers of silence. Appear warm. Appear approachable. Appear trustworthy. But do not be these things, not entirely. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must know how to be both man and beast, the fox cunning and careful, the lion feared and respected. In the realm of connection, you must be both charming on the surface, calculating underneath. Your mind is a blade they must never see until it's already in motion. Learn to speak in layered sentences, truths that sound whole but are incomplete. Share stories that reveal character but not intention. Smile with sincerity, but let your eyes speak another language, a darker one, a guarded one. Let people feel close, but never be close. Because closeness invites chaos. People change, people betray, and even the most loyal will turn if their hunger outweighs their gratitude. So, what do? You feed that hunger carefully. Give them what they want, but only in doses. Make your attention feel earned. Make your validation feel rare. In doing so, you become the source of their emotional survival, and anyone who relies on you will hesitate to cross you. This is not cruelty. This is control. Make yourself unforgettable in the minds of others, not through desperation, but through scarcity. Be the force that appears only when necessary. Be present when they need you, absent when they expect you. Let them chase, let them wonder, let them crave your presence like oxygen in a room that's slowly being sealed. There is immense power in being wanted, and even more in being withheld. Use their desires against them. Let their dreams tie them to you. Let their fears keep them loyal. But never forget, no matter how useful someone is, they are not irreplaceable. Keep your emotional investments as shallow as your strategic needs allow, because when the time comes to cut ties, you must do it without hesitation. If someone threatens your position, remove them. If someone begins to see through your masks, distance yourself. If someone grows powerful enough to rival you, bind them with praise, flatter them with respect, and if necessary, destroy them before they strike. This is the unspoken rule of influence. Dominate or be dominated. There is no middle ground. Machiavelli warned of flatterers, of manipulators, of hidden threats in the guise of friends. But what he didn't say outright, what he left for you to understand, is that you must become the very thing others are taught to avoid: the manipulator, the architect, the invisible hand that shapes the world without ever being blamed for its changes. That's what ruthless connection is. The ability to shape people, movements, outcomes, not through authority, but through emotional precision. People won't know why they listen to you, why they trust you, why they fear disappointing you, but they will, because you've studied them better than they've studied themselves. You've given them pieces of yourself, but never enough to trap you. You've shown them a version of you that's magnetic, untouchable, and always just out of reach. And if betrayal comes, and it will, you will not react emotionally. You will not plead. You will not scream. You will simply strike swiftly, decisively, without guilt, because betrayal is not a question of if, but when. Most people betray not out of evil, but out of opportunity. Your job is to ensure that betraying you feels more dangerous than remaining loyal. Let every person in your orbit feel like they need you, but never let them think they own you, because ownership breeds arrogance, and arrogance is a crack in the foundation of your empire. When the dust settles, and your name is no longer called in rooms, the question becomes, what remains? Not your possessions, not the people who clapped in your presence, only the weight of your choices, only the shadow you left behind. Machiavelli knew legacy was not kindness remembered, but fear respected. The weak confuse legacy with being liked. The powerful understand legacy as being unavoidable, inescapable. Even when gone, you still dominate the room through rules you created, structures you manipulated, and minds you shaped to follow your path. Even if they never knew your name, your legacy must not be soft. It must not be diluted by comfort, convenience, or approval. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to redesign the world around you, not with applause, but with force, with silence that moves people, with absence that feels louder than presence. You must not aim to be loved. You must aim to be remembered. This is where most people fail. They want to matter, but they also want to be liked. You cannot have both. The world does not admire the agreeable. It admires those who win, those who bend rules, those who walk into chaos and do not flinch. You are here to build something so unshakable that your enemies hesitate to even whisper your name, that your presence becomes a myth retold in lowered voices, that you haunt the decisions of cowards, even from a distance. You must be the unseen force behind their restraint, their hesitations, their failures. This is what Machiavelli meant when he said, "It's better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both," because fear creates distance, respect, discipline, while love fades. Fear leaves a mark. Your ancestors may have ruled through war, or fame, or status, but your war is internal. It's colder, it's psychological, it's fought through perception, dominance, and strategic indifference. You're not just playing the game, you're rewriting the board. You must become the figure that history cannot erase. Not because you were loud, but because you were effective. You must become so precise, so untouchable, that your methods are studied, your strategies stolen, your name spoken in reverence and resentment. And yes, you will be misunderstood. They'll call you cruel. They'll say you don't feel. They'll accuse you of being too ambitious, too cold, too calculating. Let them. They don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. They don't understand the burden of becoming something greater than a name, becoming a force. They want to be remembered for being nice. You want to be remembered for changing everything. That is the difference. You are not walking the same path as them. You are walking the path of kings, of tacticians, of rulers who didn't just live. They left a blueprint behind. You must build systems that outlive you, ideas that move even when you are gone. You must mold people, culture, silence, timing, everything around you, into weapons that serve your vision. That is legacy. And what will it cost you? Everything. You will lose friends, comfort, sleep, innocence, but you will gain immortality. The kind that matters, not in the body, but in the mind of others. You will live through the fear you inspired, through the systems you created, through the empire you constructed, not with affection, but with clarity. This isn't a path for the kind-hearted. It's for the architects of destiny, for the minds that see decades ahead and are willing to pay the price to make it real. You were never meant to just pass through life. You were meant to imprint on it. Every silence you mastered, every rumor you allowed to spread, every hand you shook with eyes wide open, it all leads here to the moment when your absence holds more weight than most people's presence. To the moment when your name is spoken, not just with memory, but with tension. Let them wonder how you did it. Let them question how you never cracked. Let them say you were too extreme. Because mediocrity always attacks greatness. It cannot understand. And when the world finally asks who you were, let there be silence. Not because there's nothing to say, but because there's too much to say. Your legend is not something they can describe. It will be told in fear, respect, and discipline. It will be felt in the systems you created, in the loyalty you commanded. They won't talk about your kindness. They'll talk about your sharpness, your ability to move without emotion, to lead without apology, to dominate without making a sound. That is what they'll remember. And when your name is spoken, it will not be just a name. It will be a warning, or a standard, or a signal, depending on who says it. And that is legacy. If you're ready to stop chasing approval and start building immortality, like, subscribe, share this only with those who walk the same path, because power isn't about now.